Another Trump assassination attempt, the NRA conference, how things went in Houston, and some other things that are coming up on Frontsite here very soon. All this and more next up on Frontsite Focused. Hey y'all, it's Chris from Frontsite. First, I'm going to talk about the latest assassination attempt on President Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to talk about the attempt itself. I'm not going to talk about the news media coverage and all that other craziness. I want to talk about some of the things that we take for granted as a society. So the question is, who is protecting you and your family? If you say, well, I'm protecting myself and my family, that is the right answer. If you say, well, there's law enforcement, there's military, nope, that's not the right answer. The right answer is you. And you and only you are the one, or is the one, that's able to take care of your family the best. So how do we do that? Well, one, you do some research. You fix this up here. You put this full of some good knowledge. So find that knowledge on what's legal, what's not legal, and then also, what types of firearms are out there that I could carry every day, something that'll work for me and my lifestyle. Then you purchase said firearm and you go to the range and you actually train with it. And you train with it on a regular basis. Now, you don't have to train every day. Don't even have to train every week. But what you have to do is you have to get to a range and put some rounds down range. Okay. A good friend of mine once told me he was in Spain. And in Spain, he talked to this guy who played the guitar. And he's a grandmaster guitarist. And he asked him, like, how often do you practice? He goes, he practices constantly. He said the reason is because what the mind remembers, the fingers forget. So applying that to your firearm is you may remember how to properly press the trigger without snatching the trigger, but your body might forget and it's not used to doing that. And so you're going to do something that you probably make you less accurate. So what I suggest you do is find time, make time, go out and do some shooting. If you can take your family with you so they can be near you or close to you while you're shooting to get used to that, that's also a good idea. A lot of canine officers with our department will walk the dog around behind the line while we're out there shooting and training to get the dog used to some of that fire. So that's a good idea as well. But get the knowledge, get the firearm, and then actually carry it. It doesn't do you any good locked in the glove box, the center console, or in your dresser drawer at home. So find a way, find a good holster that fits you and your lifestyle and the clothes you wear to carry that every day. So instead of being reliant on another entity like the government, whether it be local, state government, federal government, whatever, instead of relying on them to protect you and your family, you need to protect you and your family. I have seen numerous times where a crime has been committed directly in front of police officers, and the officer took care of business afterwards, but the crime still happened and those people were injured. If they were able to take care of themselves, then maybe the incident wouldn't have happened. There are roughly 2 million defensive uses of firearms every year. I did a video on that recently. You can look that up on one of my previous videos. But I did all those statistics and looked at all those statistics, and it just goes to show that it saves lives. But again, you have to be trained to be proficient, and you actually have to carry the firearm that you've been training with. So don't rely on Big Brother or government or anyone else to protect you and your family. That is a job solely for you. The NRA Convention and Conference. Got some feedback for it. I thought it went really well. It was really, really smooth. It had a huge floor plan. It wasn't quite as big, obviously, as SHOT Show, but it was pretty massive. And they did a fantastic job of putting it together and getting a bunch of vendors to come out there and support it. One of the things I really loved, I loved how they had different sections for different groups of people. So, for example, they had all the outdoor hunting stuff, and all the guided hunting properties and fishing charters and things like that in one section. They had the media, all the 2A friendly media in one section as well. And they had all these other vendors scattered all throughout the convention center. So it was really well put together and really well done. One of the things I really liked about it too was that every morning they had somebody else come in and sing a national anthem. So we always got there a little early because we were hanging out there with Shocks. If you haven't heard of Shocks or if you've never seen Shocks, I'd be surprised. They are a huge, they're not ear pro, but they are Bluetooth headsets. and they are fantastic pieces of equipment. Some of the best Bluetooth headsets I've ever owned. So they would sing the national anthems, and we were there every morning getting to hear it, and then they'd open the doors for everybody else to come in. It was a great way to start the day. I had several interviews. Now, when I say several, I mean I had probably like 8 to 10 interviews during the weekend with many different people across social media. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of those videos with you. I'll probably share them on YouTube as well, but I'll share them on Facebook and other social media platforms. But it was really cool to get to sit down with some people who have some reach and talk to them about Frontsite. You can really tell at the show, at the convention, that there's a lot of people out there yearning and needing something like this, a platform like this, to where they can go and actually reach their people. I talked to one social media guy who I didn't get to interview with him, but he showed me he had 200,000 followers on Facebook, but he only had like 24 likes on one of the videos that he posted. Now, that's a little off, if you ask me. I don't understand why you could have 200,000 people following you and only 24 people actually like your video. It should be a lot more than that. So that what that tells me is somebody is throttling or shadow banning some of the information that everybody else out there is seeing. So we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to post as much as you want about firearms without worrying about getting shadow banned, throttled, or taken down. So what you can do on Frontsite currently is, we're not doing videos yet, but you can post a link to a video that you put out there and people can click on it and go right to, let's say it's YouTube. So if you are a media individual, a social media influencer or whatever, and you have a video and you have it up on YouTube, you want to get more hits. If you have 1,000 or 10,000 followers on Frontsite, you can post that link. They can all click that link and go watch your video. It's that easy. They can follow you, and every time that you post, it comes up in their following feed, so they can see exactly what you're talking about. So do yourself a favor, get on Frontsite. If you're a vendor, get on Frontsite and request a vendor page, and start building your following now. We're still new, so it's a good time to get in there, get some of the kinks worked out, and get posting. So what is new with Frontsite? Well, we got one piece of the big fish. We got the NRA. The NRA is going to be joining Frontsite, but as a start, we put the NRA Law Enforcement Instructor Division on Frontsite. So now, if you're in law enforcement and you want to, say, find a class that the NRA is hosting, one of their instructor schools, whether it be patrol rifle, handgun, shotgun, tack shooting, whatever it is, you can find them on Frontsite, follow them on Frontsite, and every time they have a class, or they'll post pictures, they'll post links to where you can sign up, and they'll also kind of post a link to their calendar so you can look ahead and see where some classes are and where they're being hosted. I know sometimes it's difficult to get into some of those classes just because you may not see the email, or how many emails do you get that goes into your other folder, right? So you might miss it, but at least with Frontsite, you can follow that specific page, that vendor page, and you can see exactly what the NRA is doing in their law enforcement training organization. So that's the first one. The next one we're going to be working on is Eddie Eagle, and then we're going to work on NRA as the whole, right, as a whole organization. So a lot more to come, a lot more following this video. In the next couple of weeks, we'll get some more information out to you, but we really hope this takes off and the NRA can get this rolling and get this thing out there to their followers and members as well. That's really going to build that following. And again, if you were just seeing this and you want to have a vendor page on the app, please go on there, become a user, and then create your vendor page. Takes just a few minutes to click a few buttons and input some information for your business. But once you do, we can get you set up and get you out there. So all you have to do is post and build your followers. So if you're a gun store and you sell a gun, you say, hey man, follow us on Frontsite for our next big sale. They can do that. They can download the app. They can become a user. They can search for you specifically, find you, follow you, and then they'll see everything you post right there in their following feed. So do yourself a favor, get in now while it's still early. You can start building your photo profile. You can start posting stuff online and really helping us kind of build that momentum. So we're looking forward to seeing y'all out there as a vendor. All right, y'all, that's gonna be it for me today, but I hope you took the time to think about some things like who is keeping yourself and your family safe. And also I hope you can download Frontsite. Download that. If you're a vendor, please get on there, apply to be a vendor. Get on there, start posting stuff, and start building your following. Let's build that momentum now, so when the NRA does push this through their media platforms, you're already on there and you're already posting. Another way you can help us out is if you tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about Frontsite and how Frontsite is going to change the way the industry and the community finally communicate together without worrying about being shadow banned or throttled or taken down. That's one thing we're really fighting against, is just that big brother, big tech brother trying to take everybody down just because you post a picture or a video about guns. So do us a favor, download Frontsite. It's on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, so you can get us there. It's free to download, free to use for everybody. Also, if you want to support us some more, you can go to the website at www.frontsiteapp.com. Go to the website and you can buy some merch, cool t-shirts. We got all kinds of things on there. You can also look at Frontsite Safe. Frontsite Safe is that digital media safe. So if you're storing items or information on any firearm, if you're storing information on tools that you might have, expensive tools, or if you're storing information on what you have in your home, it's a really good way to kind of take pictures and store that stuff in your phone, so if, God forbid, something were to happen to it, you can have proof for your insurance company or proof for law enforcement to show that this is the item that I had, to help us put that information in NCIC or with your insurance company, help you get reimbursed for what you owned. So check out Frontsite Safe. It's on the app stores as well. And it's also on the website. You can check it out, read about it, and let us know. It is $1 to download, and if you want 25 gigabytes of storage or 60,000 photos, it's only $10 a year. That's the cheapest you'll find anywhere. So check us out. It's www.frontsiteapp.com, and you can check out more about Frontsite and Frontsite Safe there on the website. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, share this video content with your friends, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to Frontsite.